Here it goes. Here it goes. All right, we ready? You ready? Let's go get in the car. Today we're going to the chiropractor for a monthly visit. We try to go about every 4 weeks. I always went to a chiropractor and got good results, so it made sense that after going through a strenuous delivery with my daughter to bring her after the trauma of birth that she went through. So I brought her first time probably 3 days home from the hospital. She was 5 days old, and she's been going ever since, about every month. And because of all the great results we've had with her, I mean, she never had any sleeping problems or eating problems, and she's 4 years old now. She's never had one sick visit to the doctor, medical doctor yet. So she's been able to go to school with the other kids at daycare and be exposed to a lot of colds, and she fights them off quickly. And every time there's a sign of something coming on, I'll bring her to the chiropractor and it'll help her get over it a little bit faster. So when the boys were born about 1.5 years ago, the twins, the chiropractor came to our house when they were 3 days old because I had gone through a natural delivery with them, and the second baby, Christopher, took a little extra time to push out, about 25 minutes, so he went through a little more trauma. And I noticed immediately that Anthony was latching on great and sleeping, and Christopher was not. He was irritable, not sleeping very well, and had a hard time eating and latching on. So when the chiropractor came and adjusted them at 3 days old, immediately we found results. Christopher, about 45 minutes after, began nursing just as great as Anthony, and he slept that night. And it continued on. He continued eating and not crying as much and sleeping, and I think it relieved some of his, what a lot of people would think would be colic, and relaxed him enough to be able to do everything. So ever since then, I've been taking them every month, and we just all go. We haven't had any sick visits for them either since they were born.
Anthony, Christopher, and Taylor all go once a month?
We all go once a month, yeah. They all get adjusted every time.
So how long does it take to take the kids over to the chiropractor?
Well, it does require a little bit of planning because they're nap times. So what I do is I try to schedule it around their nap time, and I pick a day where we don't have too much going on, and I make it a priority. I actually schedule all events around it, and it takes a little while to get them fed and packed up and clean and dressed, but we do it because if we didn't do it, we would spend days. I know that I would spend days carrying them around the house crying and trying to get over a cold, so I'd rather spend the day getting ready, packing them up and scheduling events around it, other than having weeks and weeks of sick kids and unhealthy kids. So it's worth it to me. Someone may say, well, my child doesn't have back problems or spine problems, why do I need to go to a chiropractor? But I don't think that's the reason I bring them. I bring them to check to make sure there's no back problems and to ensure me that back problems or spinal problems aren't going to develop by getting checked. It's kind of more like a preventative maintenance. I always tell people that your spine is kind of like taking care of a car. You don't wait for the car to break down before you get an oil change. You need to do preventative maintenance. You get it changed every 3,000 miles. To keep your car running well, why wouldn't you get your back checked? One of the common things that people say is when I tell them I take my kids to the chiropractor, they question that I get the babies adjusted. And people don't realize that they're very gentle. The chiropractor's very gentle on the babies, very soft, very quick, doesn't hurt them. They enjoy the chiropractor. They like them. When they see him, they get excited. They give him big hugs. And my daughter jumps right up on the table to get adjusted because she knows it doesn't hurt. She's not scared, and she knows it makes her feel better. So I think by teaching them that young, that they'll carry that with them for a long time. And I set an example by getting adjusted and letting them see me get adjusted and see that it doesn't hurt me anymore. I feel very comfortable bringing the babies to get adjusted.